Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. This is a studio update. Unfortunately, I've let my studio become something that I just really didn't want it to be, and that is somewhat of a mess. I just keep piling stuff up everywhere. Like, we've got fans and lamps and cans of paint, bins full of Lego, boxes that need to be unpacked. We've got some Amazon Prime Day specials right down there. The Lego Technic supercar boxes just right in the middle of the Star Wars room. All of these Lego sets all over the ground because I'm working on processing all of these. Just gotta process them one at a time and work them into the system and slowly release them out into the public. But all this stuff is just like all over the place. There's not really any way to walk through there casually. You got to be a little bit on the safe side. We've got some cardboard boxes laying around over here. And then when you come to the back side of the studio, it's just like pieces on the ground for some reason because I didn't tack them down and I lifted this module up and they went all over the ground and I didn't pick them up. Over here, there's a whole whack of Lego boxes just like hoarded construction material laid out everywhere. Under the tables, we've got some floating shelves and then a bunch of melamine and a bunch of shipping boxes, bubble wrap. I'm okay with the stuff underneath the table. I mean, it's sort of stowed away, but this here isn't really acceptable, I don't think. We've got just like random boxes full of stuff, Lego boxes and built sets in boxes. The X Mansion, which I just finished building this morning, just chilling right by the back door here. So my goal today in this video is to try and clean up my act. Luckily for me, I think I have the space and the right fixtures to actually clean this place up and make it look half decent again. It's just a matter of taking the time to do it because, boy, oh boy, this isn't what I was envisioning. You know what I mean? This isn't what I wanted this place to become. Upstairs here on the mezzanine, we've got like the instruction manuals all laid out, a whole bunch of verified sets, minifigures, unsorted parts underneath the table, a whole bunch of unsorted parts over here and beside the couch and on the couch and beside it this way. There's all sorts of plates that we need to use, a daily bugle that needs to be parted out, some other stuff that needs to be parted out, and there's the other like sealed sets that we have in our collection here. Silly heads full of tires and these drawer units that I just put right here. I've been meaning to transport them and put them into my garage. A bunch of Pab cups that are just chilling in the kitchen area. So right now, we have stuff like absolutely everywhere. We've got the sorting bins right over here, like the odd shaped plate, the brick, the tile, connecting elements, slopes, inverted slopes, arches, plates, all that stuff, doing some sorting there. But it's just become something that I didn't want it to become. So my top priority today is to try and fix this. Hopefully, by the time I'm done that, I have enough time to talk about the X Mansion and make my video about the X Mansion and attempt to place it in the Lego City, but I feel like I can't even focus on doing that until I clean up this mess, or at least attempt to. You know what? I took a seat on the stairs here to try and gather my thoughts, and I was looking from this perspective. I was like, that actually looks pretty darn neat. You've got like a city in the foreground and a city in the background. I think that's thumbnail worthy right there. It's a chaotic mess, but isn't that cool? Maybe this shouldn't be a medieval table. Maybe it should be another section of city connected by bridges with trains and stuff. That sort of gives you a vision of what it would look like, doesn't it? The first thing I did was move all this stuff right here. My end goal today is to be able to vacuum and mop this entire studio. Well, I'm not gonna mop the carpet, but I want to vacuum the carpeted area. But how am I going to run my automated robotic vacuum with all this Lego on the ground? I also cleaned up this aisle right here by collapsing all those boxes, a lot of which got filed away right here. Also in my storage closet right up against this wall and on this shelf. I also put away a bunch of stuff and reorganized in here, giving me more space for more boxes and even more boxes. Holy cow, I've got a lot of boxes. I started accumulating a big pile of stuff by the back door here, and all of this has got to go home. Then I also started reallocating some stuff to where it belongs. So this, for example, needs to be unboxed in my next epic unboxing video. All of these bins need to be sorted, and they're with the big pile of unsorted stuff underneath the table. All of this stuff over here needs to be worked onto these shelves. I'm gonna have to revamp this entire shelving system and condense and pack it as tight as it can possibly go. Because my end goal is to free up all of this space where I have all of these sealed sets by putting them on those shelves. Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Sponsorships like this allow us to continue to have fun with LEGO while keeping our personal information safe. Surfshark VPN is an app and browser extension that provides online privacy, protects you while you're connected to public Wi-Fis, prevents malware attacks, and much more. It allows you to access blocked or restricted material such as hard-to-find content via online streaming without you having to worry about being tracked. Another feature is Alternative ID, which is a tool that generates a brand new identity and an email to use online. This shields your personal information, avoids data leaks, and minimizes the possibility of spam emails. What's really sweet about Surfshark VPN is you can access it on unlimited devices. That's cool because now you can keep your whole family safe. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's essentially risk-free to try. Secure your privacy with Surfshark. Enter coupon code Bricksie for 4 months extra at surfshark.com/Bricksie. Check out surfshark.com to learn more, or simply click on my link in the description below so you can surf the web safely from anywhere. All right, let's get back to the LEGO. But the big question mark is, where am I gonna put all of these boxes? There's a reason why I get rid of all of my LEGO boxes, because I don't feel like storing them. They take up valuable real estate. So what am I gonna do with all these ones? And boom, there's the solution. Just put them right underneath the table. They all fit under here just perfectly, so that's beautiful. It's a great temporary solution. I don't plan on having these boxes forever. And that actually freed up these 2 large bins, which is gonna be perfect for all of these bagged LEGO sets. I know these came in bins originally, but I wanted to have a look at them all. And now that I've seen them all, it's time to put them back in bins. All right, I'll just try to not forget about these 2 bins here as I push them underneath the LEGO City table. There's a lot of good stuff in there, but I'm not really in a rush to move this stuff immediately, so for now, it's just gotta be stowed away neat and tidy. Why, hello there. I wanted to take the time to talk to you about the underside of the LEGO City. There's lots of things that I could do under here, and as you can see, I've started using it as temporary storage or as just storage in general. Obviously, there's a lot of square footage under there, so I may as well utilize it for storage as long as I don't allow it to become a mess, and as long as it's not visible when I'm actually shooting my videos, because it's not really a good look. A lot of people have been telling me to put a curtain around the bottom of the tables, and I do want to move forward with that. The reason I haven't yet is just because I'm going underneath the tables constantly, and moving a curtain all the time would be annoying. That's why I haven't done it yet. Also, I want to still run with my subway idea. It's going to be super easy to install. All I've got to do is go buy like a ton of these shelf brackets, however many perimeter legs there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, whatever, 30 of them. So I got to go buy 30 shelf brackets. And then I got the 12-inch wood that I used to use as my shelving. And I'll put those shelf brackets in the same height on all the legs. And then I'll rest the shelving on top of that. I can even cut certain sections to certain sizes so they're easy to remove so that I can still slide under and not hit my back on it. And then once I get the subway shelving installed around the entire perimeter, then I can start thinking about putting the curtains underneath just to try and conceal the mess and also hide the wooden legs. It'll just look a lot cleaner because you'll have subway train track zooming around, and then you'll have the curtain underneath. Be super cool. There's a lot of different things that we can do under here, and I think storage, subway, and curtain is definitely going to happen. Well, storage is already happening, but eventually I want to make it really cool. It's all part of the process here, though. One thing at a time. And today we're cleaning up. Oh, check it out. I also placed the X Mansion here in the Lego City. I've got to say, a lot of people are right. This thing is tiny. Like, it's so small. Look how small it is. Maybe they could have added another floor. Like, compare this to a modular building. Or the Avengers Tower. I guess it's sort of hard to compare to the Avengers Tower. The Avengers Tower is supposed to be massive. Is this to scale with the other superhero buildings? Granted, my Sanctum Sanctorum is bigger than the original. It's taller. Also, the alley is closed off. I used 2 sets to supersize my Sanctum Sanctorum there. But is it to scale with, say, the Ghostbusters HQ or the Avengers Tower? Definitely not with my Daily Bugle. My Daily Bugle is massive because that's been supersized as well. What do you think? Is it the right size? I've got to think about my video of placing this and giving it my honest thoughts and reviewing it almost another day. Because like I mentioned, I just finished building this today. That's what I was doing this morning. So I haven't had time to stew on it yet. And I don't really know where I'm going to place it in my city. Is it going to go in the residential area? Is it going to go next to the Sanctum Sanctorum, like on Pop Culture Street here, where we have all of the pop culture stuff, like Diagon Alley, Ghostbusters HQ, Sitcom Tower, Daily Bugle, Sanctum Sanctorum? Does it belong downtown? Is it going to look too shrimpy next to all these buildings? Does it need to be increased in size? Should I just place it somewhere over here in the residential area? Maybe revamp some of these houses and bring the houses over here, giving a bigger spot for the X Mansion. There's a lot of different things that I could do, and I definitely got to give it some serious thought. Okie dokie. The next thing I want to deal with is all these sets here. In order to access those sealed sets, I sort of need to get these out of the way because I don't want any disasters to happen. For the most part, when we were removing them, nothing really fell apart and went smashed, so that was pretty good, and I'd hate to make that the case today. So what I've done is actually set up a temporary shelf right over here, tucked away in the corner. There we go. This shelf actually used to be underneath the stairs, and then I set up the 3D print station. So I figured, why not set it back up and get some of this stuff up off the ground, because nobody wants their Lego on the ground. This has got to go. Also, once I get all those sets out of there, we're going to have all that room. We've got all this room here. We've got this room here, although my eventual end goal is to get it off of this surface here because I want to build something there. It's not supposed to be displaying epic sets, although I don't mind epic sets there. I also have all of this space right here. So I want to condense this, clean this up, and pop a bunch of sets in there for now. Still sort of on the ground there, so not optimal, but I do have some open shelf space that I could lend these sets for a short period of time, not forever, because I don't want to double display stuff. But we have this entire cabinet right here open. I've got some tables stacked in there and some boxes hoarded away. I'm waiting to do like a mass review. I've been building all this stuff at home, which is today. And I want the boxes for the mass review, so those are sort of tucked away. And then you saw some of the, oh no, you didn't see that, but I featured some of the built sets in one of my other videos. They're at home in my office. So I got that whole cabinet there. I've got this cabinet there, and we've got a bunch of additional shelves for those. Plus we've got these 2 cubbies down here, the surface there, and these 2 cabinets right there. Why not get this stuff up off the ground and display it in the Lego studio in the meantime? Doesn't that make sense? Oh yeah, there's also all this open space right here. So why put that stuff on the ground when I can literally just display it? Yeah, sure, some of it'll be double displayed, but hey, better than empty display space, and of course it's way better than having awesome Lego sets on the ground. Making some progress here. We can see tile. That feels pretty good. I wanted to show you something pretty cool. This is the Batman Gotham art, which I have in my backlog. But there it is built, and this one Actually has a back installed. So you can see it's got the green base plate there, or multiple of them, and the gray border. Check it out. Ooh, it's lit up. Isn't that neat? Sort of different, hey? Pretty awesome. I should hang it on the wall here somewhere. It's got to be near a power outlet though. That's pretty cool. I love it. Hey, isn't this where we started this video? I think so. Now look, we've got Pirates of Barracuda Bay up here, the Batwing, a couple tumblers, and hey, another Batwing, another couple tumblers. Sure, that makes sense. Down here, you've got a bunch of brickheads and just random vehicles and whatnot. In here, there's some TIE fighters below the probe droid. Also the McAllister's house and the Monster Fighters haunted house, along with the Mos Eisley Cantina. Up here, 3 gunships that I actually don't have in my collection. So there you go. I've got to go through and pick all the minifigures upstairs because I think these gunships have all their minifigures, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. There's a blacksmith down here. Some of the mini promotional May the 4th promos, I believe, right? Lego Star Wars, of course. And nothing really changed over here. Didn't really put anything down here. However, I did mop the floor and did a bit of vacuuming as well, so that was good. A random Harley Davidson here, why not? Along with some other random stuff. And then down here, I put that MBS Hoth set around the AT-AT. Just sort of bombed it on the shelf for now because my goal, of course, was to clear the floor. And that's exactly what I did. Well, actually, my primary goal was to fire up this thing again so that I don't have to vacuum this whole place. And now that the floor is cleared, we can do that. Awesome. But yeah, that definitely feels pretty good. You'll probably notice that all the sealed stuff is still here. Well, that's because I actually didn't need that space. And to tell you the truth, there is no space on the shelves upstairs. And this stuff is just going to have to chill on top of the medieval diorama table for a little bit here until I can continue processing more of this stuff. There's not too many things on here. A lot of really good things like the diner, detective's office, double tall assembly square. I could make my assembly square like really tall. My assembly square is right there. We could add another 3 floors to it. It would just be a monster. Could do that. There's also the Quickie Mart and all that good stuff there. So I may as well just leave that because I don't really have space for it elsewhere. I guess I could put it on the PAX wardrobe units, which were actually not full yet, but why like start adjusting the shelves just for that? It doesn't really make sense. Eventually it'll all be gone anyway, so it's all good. Over here, this shelf is loaded full of the Technic stuff. We've got the Johnny 5 up there, also the Mickey and Minnie, and the Haunted House, along with some other Technic stuff. Sorry, I'm sort of like fried right now. I've been running around for the last like 5 hours doing all this stuff, just cleaning up like an absolute madman after building that set. I also loaded up my car, so that was good. Fired all that stuff into the car. Ooh, oh, that's not a piece of Lego, but I don't know if my robotic vacuum cleaner will like that. And then I moved some containers down here. For now, I just put them there. I packed all the rest into my car because I'll use them in my garage, but I don't know if I need that many drawer units in my garage. So for now, they're just gonna go there. And then I also put some of the unsorted bins that looked god-awful underneath the table there with those bagged out sets. You can see I'm starting to build or form a line throughout the center of the tables of bins of stuff that needs to be dealt with. But I'd rather have it under there than up in my workspace where I have to stare at it every day, because I'm the type of person that, like, if this stuff isn't done or if it's not clean or if my workspace doesn't look like this, then I literally can't even function, everybody. I can't. I'm like, I come to work like for a few days and it's like that. I'm like, how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to deal with this? And then in the end, I'm just like, okay, I've got to spend a day getting her done, even though I should be spending my time on this. It's just like I had to get it done. Like I had no surface to work on. I had to tidy up a bit. So I did condense my shelves a little bit there. That's awesome. Put the Technic panels down there, got them up off the floor. I removed those drawer units. Got to find a home for the silly heads. Forgot about that, I guess. Those pad cups are going to stay there as well. But I condensed that, put a bunch of stuff on there, so that was good. Like got rid of those boxes that were sitting there, and then I put all my sorted parts over here just by category, just to free up that table. Once again, got to unbox this. I moved a drawer unit over there, and I also tidied up the instruction manuals. There was a lot more instruction manuals on the ground, and I actually put them right there. Doesn't that make sense? They're all sorted by theme, boom. What I could do if I had another shelf is put another shelf in, and then I could get them all up off the ground, and I'll probably do that once I obtain another shelf. Or I could just move one of these shelves down that doesn't really have anything on it. That's what I should do, and then I could get the rest of that off the ground, which would feel pretty good too. I'm probably going to condense these two sets and put them up there, and then I can get some more stuff processed and file it away up here temporarily as well. Yeah, that feels so good. I'm so happy that I was able to get that all done today. The only thing I didn't do, I guess, is all these 3D printed containers. I've still got to do a bunch of part sorting. Next time Mrs. Bricksie's here, her and I are going to go through all that, and we're going to put all of these into the system, which is going to be super good or super awesome, just because it's going to help refine the parts even more, tiles and plates and stuff like that. I've been printing them like absolute crazy, so yeah, that's going to be a huge help. Really excited. But yeah, that robot's going to go around and vacuum, and wow, look at that. I am just so excited about it. Oh, it feels so good to have my studio back. Did I want to do this today? No, I did not. Like, I did not want to do it at all. In fact, I didn't even think I was going to do it. And I came through the door and I saw everything. I offloaded my vehicle. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I can't do this anymore. I've got to fix it. So that's what I did. Fix it up. And you know, you never want to do things like this. It's not fun, but the end result is so rewarding, and in the end it is so worth it. I feel so good. I feel just like really accomplished, just getting all this stuff taken care of. Like, that's amazing. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future, because we're going to be placing the X Mansion and working on the Lego City right away. Thank you so much for coming on by. Farewell.